Monday, August 22nd, 2022. We are just a few days away from college football and, of course, Major League Baseball. Still actually exciting this year. A lot still to be decided, and I think even the stuff that has been decided looks like it could be interesting down the stretch. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing all right. Got my anti-Garrett Cole fan club started, so I had a nice little powwow yesterday and got yeah. I saw his antics yesterday and I went on a tirade, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, you had a lot to cheer about in New York with Garrett Cole, and then of course Daniel Jones.
I saw your tweet about him.
He stinks. He's terrible. But
Do you think Tyrod Taylor at any point takes over for him? Or do you think it?
I think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility.
Nothing safe in New York.
Man, it's a tough crowd. A lot of points in that game, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for college football to start. Got a bunch of games on the schedule this week, and I know other sites doing previews and videos and whatever stuff like that. But we're gonna just stay the course and do what we do, and let them fail miserably on their own account. And we'll sit back and continue to do what we do. We know that they do what they do to try and get a jump on us, and it never seems to work. So good luck with it, or bad luck with it. Anything else you notice going on? Anything exciting?
Yeah, just the Baltimore Ravens continuing that preseason dominance, and it's one of those. They'll obviously have to try to carry it over to the regular season, but they've had good seasons and bad seasons after a strong preseason. So I don't know. I want to see how that receiving core shakes out in Baltimore after getting rid of Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, they don't really have much on paper, but anyone that could play at the NFL level can certainly play. So never too surprised about any of that stuff. Anything surprising about baseball? It's like we look at the American League and the wild card just so close. The loss column between first place and fifth place, just really a game or two in the loss column these days. And even the Yankees, like you said, kind of look to be runaway winners, and now they probably still win the division, but is this the way you want to go into the postseason? Or do you think
No.
they're just getting it out of their system?
I think it's almost just like for me, they were in cruise control. They know where they are. It's almost like what we would always say about the Los Angeles Lakers. They're just worried about making the postseason, and then they'll kind of do what they do from there. And for me, I still stand by my thought that the AL goes through Houston. I think you've said that before, and I think I'm on board with that as well. That I think the Astros, just with that pitching staff and experience, a team to beat. And yeah, I look at the wild card races. Just for me, it's more surprising that just teams that are in the mix. If you had told me at the beginning of the season that they would be in the mix, I maybe would have doubted it a little bit, or at least a couple of months ago. But the Mariners in there, the Baltimore Orioles in there, despite trading away guys like Trey Mancini, and it's they're still pushing on. So yeah, it's a great wild card race, and I'm kind of interested to see it. It's not as close in the National League, but maybe a team like the Giants try to make a push late. I don't know.
I think what you have here in the National League is, it just seems that the Phillies and Padres are just looking for a place to lay down. It's just I could see that it's not that both those teams make the postseason. I'd be shocked. At this point. So, anyways, Lots of good stuff. But we've got a small card of games today, but a card nonetheless. We start off with NFL football, the last preseason game of the weekend. And, they really stretched it out. And it's one of the advantages of the way that they do it now with preseason kind of ending a couple of weeks before the regular season is, they stretch out these games over the course of a bunch of days, and then next week they do the same. It used to be everybody ended the preseason like on the Friday before, when there was 4 games, and then everyone had about the same amount of time off. But the way they do it now, it's like they kind of can spread it out. It doesn't make much of a difference. But we got the Jets up against the Atlanta Falcons. Marcus Mariota, the new starter for the Falcons, and of course the Jets in trouble again at quarterback. Nothing new there.
Yeah, obviously the question marks about Zach Wilson. Now you have to wonder if maybe Joe Flacco is going to be back to being the guy for the New York Jets. And I think we're going to see a healthy dose of Mike White and Chris Streveler here. And, as far as the Falcons go, it's hard for me to lay points with the Falcons when they've only won 2 of their last 18 preseason games. And from what I was reading about the Falcons and Jets running joint practices, Marcus Mariota was still having trouble against the first string defense for the Jets in the practices. I know 2 completely different things, playing it at game speed, but I think it's just going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be, it's going to struggle to get to 30, let alone 38, 39, where this total is sitting in different places. So I think I like the under 39. I think it's first to 17 wins this game.
I'm with you. I like the Jets defense a lot, and I do think that Jets offense is inept. So against that Falcons, defense, not going to matter much. I just don't see a lot of points. I think a lot of mucking around and a lot of mistakes. I'm with you there. But we go to Major League Baseball action. Some pretty interesting stuff now. It's like we look at these series and it's like, man, 40 games left to go and a lot to be decided. So even the meaningless games are meaningful. And this one, the Sox and the Royals, meaningful, with the Sox being rained out yesterday. The Twins really struggling against the Rangers. And, the Guardians not being able to gain another game on the White Sox. And actually on Saturday it was the White Sox getting the win. So, anything it's far from settled. Then you got the Yankees and the Mets, and the Mets now with 4 games to the better of the Yankees, 5 in the win column, 4 in the loss column, better than the Yankees. And then you got the Phillies and the Reds, and Luis Sessa, it's bad. And Noah Syndergaard, it's bad. This is a bad one. 4-6, both these teams in their last 10. Way to make that playoff push, Phillies. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think the Phillies are going to be the team that falters out. We mentioned it earlier about the Braves and Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to be the ones to bow out. But I like the under. Actually, I like a pair of unders in this time slot. I like the under between the White Sox and Royals. Daniel Lynch, a 0 ERA and 2 starts against the White Sox this season. I'm not sure that continues here, but I don't think he's going to get much run support from the Royals, who have had issues with Michael Kopech this season. I think it's just going to be a lower scoring game. I think it's 4-3 at the very best, whichever way you have it going. So give me the under 8.5 in that one. I'm going to take the under 7.5 in the Mets and Yankees. Saw Max Scherzer's last start. Didn't pitch as bad as that line would indicate. He was charged with 4 earned runs, but left the game with a couple inherited runners on base, and the bullpen just let them score. So that's why Scherzer got tagged like that. But I think he's going to have another solid start here against the Yankees. His last 2 starts against the Yankees, just 1 run allowed in 14 innings of work. And Domingo Germán, a pitcher, he's really seemed to get better after every start. The workload's increasing. And I think this is a low-scoring battle as well. So give me the under 7.5 there.
Yeah, I think that, for me, it's the Yankees plus 1.5 here. And as much as I think the Mets have the edge in this series, this game, and all of that stuff, and it's the way that it all laid out for them with Scherzer going today, DeGrom going tomorrow for the Metropolitans. The Yankees are 20-0 on the run line as run line dogs. 20-0. So regardless, at home they're going to be a tough out against the Mets. I think this is it. It's the Mets. So Expect the Yankees to show up in this one. I like them plus the 1.5. I like it a lot because that's what the betting tools tell me. I like the over in the Reds-Phillies game. And I can't believe it's dropped. Can't believe it. Speaking of overs, we got the Braves and the Pirates. We got the Twins and the Rangers, and the Rays and the Angels. Man, I'm already looking at tomorrow's game. The Rangers going to Coors Field after this one.
Is there a total for that one yet? I think it's got to be around 12.5 with Marquez on the other side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but
yeah, probably go with the over there. But now for me here, I'm going to lean towards the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5. I know the Braves playing far better baseball this season, and they are the better team without a doubt. But they're coming off of a couple of high energy series. They played the Mets tough in 3 games. They played the Astros tough in 3 games, and now you got to drop down to play the Pirates, right after that. And Roansy Contreras not a bad starter for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I'm just not a fan of trying to lay a run line or chase this price with Jake Odorizzi, who hasn't really been that good since joining the Braves at the trade deadline. So it's not a strong play, but I'll lean towards the Pirates plus 1.5. And I'll go with the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line as well. I think Jeffrey Springs, the unsung hero of this Rays pitching staff, along with Drew Rasmussen, just 2 of the better options that aren't maybe the biggest names in baseball on the mound, but Jeffrey Springs pitching really well. And it's going to take more than one good start for Tucker Davidson for me to really believe in this guy back in the Angels long term. I know the Angels with Ohtani and Trout at this kind of plus money is tempting, but I'm taking the Rays on the run line here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rangers on the run line here against the Twins. Once again, the Twins just stinking it up on the run line here. And the Rangers really getting the best of the series anyway. So why not? And I'm with you on the Rays. I've been fading the Angels for several years now, so no reason to stop now. We've got the Cubs and the Cardinals. We've got the A's and the Marlins, and the Dodgers and the Brewers. Chris?
Yeah, I mentioned one of the videos yesterday that, that would update this if we caught an update on the morning show. I saw different reports for this Miami game that I saw Edward Cabrera in some spots. And I saw Pablo Lopez going tomorrow. So with Edward Cabrera starting today, I like the Miami Marlins. He's just pitched absolutely fantastic in his last 3 starts. Hasn't allowed an earned run, and I don't expect that to change against an Oakland team that stood up and played well against the Seattle Mariners. But Adam Oller has just been a dumpster fire for much of this season. Don't always love laying juice with Miami on the road, but I think it's justified in this spot. And I'm going to go with the under 8.5 between the Cardinals and Cubs. I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Jordan Montgomery's pitched really well since joining the Cardinals. And Drew Smyly's going to give up his fair share, but I just don't see it getting to 8.5. So give me the under 8.5 Cardinals Cubs.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be fairly low scoring in that one, but I think the better under is the Dodgers Brewers, and I'm with you on the Marlins A's, and I think that one stays under also. I think even with Oller out there, I think it still stays under. Anyways, quick show today. It's parlays.
And it's small card, but it's still a good one. I'm going to go with the Miami Marlins, the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line, and the under 8.5 Royals White Sox.
Yankees run line, Rangers run line, Rays run line. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining us. Chris and I were going to do a combo premium VIP show today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have a full slate of Major League Baseball as we get closer and closer to college football season.